Welcome to the media studio at Enlit Europe in Frankfurt. I'm joined by Farah Obaidullah, and we're talking about healthy oceans and the role of oceans in our energy transition. Welcome, Farah. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's start by finding out more about some of the key threats to our oceans at the moment, if you can talk more to that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, most people know that we live on a blue planet. Over 70% of our planet is the ocean. And we depend on the ocean for everything, from the oxygen that we breathe to food that we eat to jobs and so forth. But the oceans are under serious threat from issues such as climate change, which is warming and acidifying our oceans and causing the oceans to reduce its oxygen content, but to also things like overfishing and pollution. And there's this new threat that looms for the ocean, which is deep sea mining. And that is why I'm here actually at the Enlit conference to talk about deep sea mining and to raise awareness about this and get the energy sector to get vocal against deep sea mining. Just like we've seen electric vehicle companies and tech companies speak out against deep sea mining. I'm here to tell the energy sector it's time for you to say no to deep sea mining as well.
Wonderful that you're generating awareness around this topic, and we are seeing more awareness around the health of our oceans. Even at COP, we see these discussions coming to the fore, but is it enough? Is there enough awareness in the industry at large?
Unfortunately, there isn't. I'd like to say there is. I've been working in ocean conservation for 20 years now almost, and only this year at the COP27 in Egypt did we see a ocean and climate dialogue. We've been in the ocean world. We've been working sort of almost alone in ocean conservation and awareness alongside the climate COPs, but not together. And like I just said, the ocean makes up more than 70% of our planet, and we cannot address the climate issues without addressing the ocean issues and ensuring that the ocean is thriving and healthy so that it can actually continue to absorb heat. It absorbs 90% of the heat, that it continues to absorb carbon dioxide from our atmosphere. Most people are not aware that the ocean is the world's largest carbon sink. So we must make sure that we keep it healthy so that it can continue to fulfill that very important function.
Absolutely, that's fascinating. And clearly there's a role to play for healthy oceans in our decarbonisation mission. In terms of the energy transition more specifically, your thoughts on ocean energy or tidal energy even?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, I think a lot of the solutions are to be found in the ocean. Like you mentioned, tidal energy. There's a lot of opportunity. There's also a lot of opportunity in terms of life that grows in the ocean. For example, we're seeing innovation in kelp and kelp. I want to say production, but it isn't, because kelp is also, a living form. But we're understanding what the ocean can deliver to us, not just in terms of directly in terms of energy, but also in terms of products and nature-based solutions as a way to draw down carbon from the atmosphere, for example. So there's a lot of opportunity there. We're seeing a growth in the blue economy, as that's known, as sort of businesses that are sustainably sort of derived from the ocean. But there's also a very real risk, which is, for example, businesses like deep sea mining, or emerging industries like deep sea mining that will exploit or take advantage of the climate crisis as a way to legitimize, their next extractive industry, which is to take these minerals from the deep ocean. And if I may, I'd like to just say a couple of words about deep sea mining.
Yes, please do.
So, as the miners are seeking or are trying to mine or to extract these minerals from the deep ocean that are in the form of nodules. They're these coal-sized lumps that are found in the abyssal sort of depths of the ocean. We're talking 4 to 6 kilometers deep. So that's very far out of sight and out of mind of people's minds, right? So these miners want to go and strip mine these nodules off the seafloor. In that process, they will destroy deep sea habitats, which have taken thousands of years to form. The nodules that I'm speaking of that they want to mine have taken millions of years to form, and they provide essential habitat to life that lives in the deep sea. But importantly, we know that the ocean is the world's largest carbon sink, and we know that much of that carbon is locked away in our seabed. So if we start to strip mine the seafloor for these minerals, then we risk disturbing that carbon that's in the seafloor, which will then be reintroduced into the water column, and that could interfere with the ocean's biological pump or the systems of the ocean that actually make life possible on Earth. So before we start such a risky business, we really should understand what the consequences will be. And now there's this real rush to open up the seabed because the mining industry argues we need those minerals for the energy transition. But just this week, a report came out published by WWF and by SINTEF, Europe's largest research organization, that shows us that we can cut our demand for minerals by up to 58% by embracing technology, by going circular. As I've seen, at least in the last couple of years, is an enormous advancement in battery technology, an evolution in battery technology, and companies like electric vehicle companies, like tech companies, they understand this, they know this, they have the foresight to know that the minerals that are found in the deep ocean are not necessary for our energy future. And this is also why I'm here, to get the energy companies to acknowledge the same thing, because we're looking for a cheap, efficient way out of the climate crisis. We're looking at a way that will enable us to see a sustainable energy system that fits tomorrow's world, that we move away from this system of take and waste and break, but really going to a circular economy.
Well, I can tell you your passion is tangible, and it's been a pleasure to learn more about this and to shed light on this cause. So thank you so much for joining us, Farah. It's been a pleasure.
Yep. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
And thank you to our audience. For more insights, please join us on enlit.world and subscribe to our channels.